A very good morning to our lecturer and friends. I'm Kavan Raj, followed by my group members Gayathiri, Vodaya Sorian, and Meghavarma. Today, we are going to present about misrepresentation. The misrepresentation in contract law is the giving of false information by one party or their agent to the other before the contract is made, which induces them to make the contract. If a person makes a contract in reliance on misrepresentation and suffers loss as a result, they can cancel the contract or claim damages. For example, if a real estate agent is selling a property that has a major defect such as damage to the foundation, the owner may have told the agent that nothing is wrong with the house. The agent has a responsibility to make sure the owner is telling the truth before representing the house as being free of defects to potential buyers. This would be considered negligent misrepresentation. A representation is an assertion of fact which is supposed to be true on the date the representation is made. A representation is made to induce another party to enter into a contract. Example are, if you purchase headphones with a lifetime warranty, you may send them back to the business if a malfunction occurs. The warranty would obligate the seller to abide by the contract and fix the headphones.
Hello, I'm going to talk about the elements of misrepresentation today. By starting with there is the issue of representation. The defender must have made a false contractual representation. Secondly, facts not opinion. It means that anything the defendant claimed had to be true and not just his or her opinion. Thirdly, must be addressed to plaintiff. The defendant must address his words to the plaintiff and not to a third party. Lastly, must induce the contract. It means that the defendant's words should be the reason for the plaintiff's agreeing to the contract. For example, John claimed that his laptop was fully functional when he sold it to Matthew for $1,100. Matthew purchased the laptop based on the information, but it was later discovered to be faulty. As a result, the agreement was canceled, and Matthew received his money back and John received the laptop. As a consequence, the elements of misrepresentation change in this case since John sold his laptop to Matthew by claiming it was fully functional but it was not. The first element would be representation. Secondly, John told Matthew that the laptop is fully functional, which is a fact not an opinion. Third, John made this contract directly with Matthew, not by anyone else or through social media, as required by the third element, which requires that the third element must be addressed to the plaintiff, not a third party. Finally, Matthew accepts the agreement because John told him that the laptop is still functional. That's why Matthew agreed to it. This is the last element that must be induced in the contract in this case.
The case we take in misrepresentation is Spice Girls Limited and Aprilia World Service. In this case, the claimants worked together as a 5-girl pop group as Spice Girls. They are namely Ginger, Posh, Baby, Scary, and Sporty Spice. They had signed a sponsorship agreement with Aprilia World Series. Aprilia sponsored their 1998 tour of Europe. The contract was signed on May 6, 1998, where Spice Girls group was described as currently consisting of the 5 named members. According to their agreement, Aprilia was to pay £450,000 as a sponsorship fee, £150,000 as guaranteed royalty fee, 10% royalty on each Spice Sonic scooter, 20 Sonic scooters, and 10 motorbikes. In return, Spice Girls Limited obligations are publicity for Aprilia as the official sponsor, commercial rights for 12 months for the European tour, and limited rights for proposed tours in USA and Japan. They agree with the contract. On May 31, 1998, there was an announcement that Jerry Halliwell, known as Ginger Spice, had left the group on May 27, 1998. When Aprilia hearing this, they refused to pay the balance owed to Spice Girls under the contract. When Spice Girls sued Aprilia for the amount, Aprilia made a counterclaim that Spice Girls had made a false representation that Spice Girls would consist of the 5 girls who consisted the group at the time of the agreement during the existence of the agreement. Spice Girls Limited appealed. The Court of Appeal held that misrepresentation had takes place by the group members participating in things such as logos, images, and the other material which suggested that were the 5 members of the Spice Girls, and the appeal was dismissed.
In conclusion, a misrepresentation is an untrue statement of a material fact made by one party which affects the other party's decision in corresponding to a contract. If the misrepresentation is identified, the contract can be declared void, and depending on the situation, the unfavorably impacted party may seek damages.
Thank you so much.